And good afternoon, everybody. Once again, Ron Houston along with John Nava and Sharon Arnold are with you here on this Sunday afternoon. We appreciate you being with us. I want to say hello to my friend John Nava. John, how you doing now?
Doing pretty good, Roy. How you doing?
We don't have his microphone on.
Okay, now we're on.
Now we're done. Now we got it. You're looking good.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm doing very good.
You keeping busy, aren't you?
I'm very busy right now.
I know. In fact, I'd like to call John. Used to during the week, but I feel bad because when I call him, I say, "Hey, John, what's going on?" You know, but you're making money. That's good.
Well, yeah, we're kind of busy at the company.
You're looking prosperous, John.
Thanks. So is Sharon.
Thank
and Sharon's
you.
here with us, Sharon Arnold. And,
Hello, everybody. I want to say happy spring break to all the kids. They're going to be off this coming week, and they'll be partying and enjoying it and going to the pool. And
so you're having fun along with them, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to have fun with the kids. Also, I want to say happy daylight savings time.
Happy.
Well, the thing is, it's at 1 hour later at night, and pretty soon it'll be 9 o'clock before it gets dark.
Pretty soon.
So we can party at night.
That's a good idea.
That's right. It's a good time to party.
Yes.
Well, John and Sharon, thanks for being with us today. We've got some good guests lined up here. We've got Hill Starkey. And Hill Starkey is with Starkey Furniture over in Seguin. And I did some shows over there, probably 7 or 8 years ago, and I was stumbling around just not really knowing what I was doing. And I ran into this furniture store, and come to find out this furniture store is about 120 years old, and it's the same people that own it. So, Hill, tell me about the history of that furniture store there. You got quite a history there, don't you?
Well, it's a long history, Roy. And you know what? When you walked into the store, I could recognize your voice, from a few years ago. I knew exactly who you were.
Well, I hadn't been around for a while, but I wanted to come back over and visit with you again because it was a story then, and it's a good story now.
Okay, well, let's see.
How did it get started?
Well, my grandfather, Hilmer Starkey Sr., went into a partnership with the Weisskopf family here in Seguin in 1910. And the store was called then Weisskopf Starkey Furniture Company. Well, in 1912, he bought the balance of the store that he didn't own and changed the name to Starkey Furniture Company. So however many years ago that is, 1912 was that 113 years ago on January the 2nd this year. It was 113 years old. The store was then moved from about, let's say, 300 or 400 North Austin Street down to 300 South Austin Street into a building that my great-grandfather, Edgar Nolte, his family had the Nolte Bank, and at the time it was across the street. And he built that building for his daughter and son-in-law, his daughter Lala Nolte and son-in-law Hilmer Starkey, my grandfather, to move their furniture store into. And so they moved it into that building that you were in several years ago and that you walked into. So they moved into there January of 1915.
Oh, it goes pretty far back.
That's great.
Huh?
Great stories.
Well, now tell me the furniture business. Has it stayed the same, or is it basically the same, or has it changed dramatically, and how has it changed?
Well, if you're talking about the furniture industry, it has. It has changed quite a bit, but, folks still use furniture in their homes. It's not like it's some revolutionary thing like this cell phone that I'm talking on, or even those TVs that came out around 1950. People were sitting on stuff and sleeping on stuff. Of course, a mattress was full of leaves and all back in the 1850s, and it's changed in that regard, but it's a stable industry in that sense. Now, people spend a lot less of their disposable income on furniture than they once did, and that makes good sense because now we've all got these cable bills to pay. I'm not causing trouble with the cable people, and we pay for our cell phone bills, and we pay all these other bills that folks in those days didn't pay. So folks don't spend as much money on their furniture, but they do spend some, and thank goodness for that. We're still in business.
Well, one thing I like about your furniture company, Mr. Starkey, is that I know from being in there several times, you do the old-fashioned way. You give people a lot of service, and not all these places give you service. Talk about the service that you as a company give people when they come in and they buy something.
Well, being in a small town like Seguin, and it's much easier for us to deliver furniture without charging any extra, because we go within 30 miles. In fact, we now do a little bit more of our business outside of Seguin and outside of 78155. So we're in New Braunfels, and we're in San Antonio, growing so much in any direction. Certainly to the east, we go to Schertz and Cibolo and Marion quite frequently, but we still go to Gonzales on the other side and Luling. And New Braunfels, of course, has just blown up with population.
Oh, it has. New Braunfels is big now. Yeah.
Sharon Arnold's one of our co-hosts here. She's going to speak to you just a minute.
Well, good. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
It's great. Now, you only have that one store, and then you just go all over, or do you have stores all over Texas?
No, just one store. We've had a couple of other buildings through time, and we bought a couple of them and sold a couple of them, and we're back. And we always were in the main store building there that Roy's familiar with. I could tell you a little bit about that building. It was designed by Atlee B. Ayers. You folks in San Antonio might remember him in the sense that he designed the St. Anthony Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
And he did the Taj Mahal over at Randolph Air Force Base.
Which are both very famous.
They are, both of them.
Yeah. And then when the store was added on around 1940 or the late 30s, his son was the architect that did that.
Wow, that's very interesting.
John?
Yeah, what type of furniture y'all make? Or do y'all make them or what?
Oh, no, we don't make them. We buy them and sell them. We buy and sell a lot of Lazy Boy furniture and other brand names.
What brand names are they?
Well, we sell some Craftmaster sofas now. We sold an awful lot of Broyhill furniture for a lot of years before they went out of business. Folks can remember that name. And then, of course, Thomasville, but they were involved in it anyway. In that sense, the industry, the furniture itself hadn't changed as much as the players in it from the wholesale side.
Well, certainly Starkey Furniture's got a name.
Yeah.
They've been around.
That's great.
So,
do you, Roy?
What's the relationship between your Starkey, and the Starkey Park over there?
Well, the Starkey Park was named after Uncle Max. Now, he was my great uncle, my grandfather's brother, older brother. And he was mayor of Seguin when the public works programs were coming into force after the Depression, or getting us out of the Depression. And he had worked with my grandfather to do the Walnut Springs thing here in Seguin. Folks in San Antonio won't know about that. But then more public works stuff after the Depression, 1938, is when he kind of engineered the building of the park. And so they named it after him. And he'd been mayor for quite some time.
So he was a well-known person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a well-known person in the day. And one story about him, they were, when they put together the Lower Colorado River Authority there in Austin, they were having a fit trying to find out who to be the general manager. And they talked to Lyndon and said, Lyndon Johnson, who are we going to get to do this? And he said, well, you go down there to Seguin and you tell Max that I said that it's time for him. He'd been mayor for 12 years. It's time for him, and his wife had passed away. Said he doesn't need to be down there anymore. You tell him to move to Austin and be the first general manager of LCRA. So Max packed his bags and he moved to Austin. As I said, he was a widower at the time, and he met Aunt Evelyn, and they married. And when Evelyn was 38 and Max was 60, they had a child.
Oh,
really?
My God, that's great.
Yeah. Well, that's another story.
That is a good story. You've got great stories.
And he was instrumental in the founding of St. David's Hospital there in Austin, and then, of course, the Starkey Dam is up there holding up one of the lakes.
So the name Starkey he's been around a long time, involved in a lot of stuff. Well, Hill, we're going to have to move on here, but you know what? I just wanted to give people a taste of what you do out there. What's your phone number out there if they want to call you? How do they reach you?
Well, 830-379-4622. That's our company number.
One more time, please.
830-379-4622. And just tell them to ask for Hill. That's my
Ask for
nickname.
Hill. And can they Google Starkey Furniture and get some information?
Not too much. You
Okay,
know,
so
we're kinda
basically just
old-fashioned
call you.
folks, Roy. Yeah, just call me.
Just call me.
I'm
And it's
happy to
Hill
talk to you.
Starkey, Starkey Furniture, Seguin, Texas. Just look it up and go by and ask for Hill and tell him you heard about it on Talk About Texas with Ron Houston.
Well, thanks for being on and telling us your great stories.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Very
Nice
welcome.
talking
Thank
to you.
y'all.
And I'll see you soon, Hill, and I'll break you out to
Okay,
lunch.
Roy,
I appreciate
look
you.
forward to- Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, you're listening to Talk About Texas. I'm Ron Houston, and we've got some beautiful guests on here today, Sharon Arnold and John Nava. Well, he's not beautiful, he's handsome. And they're our co-hosts here today on the show, and that's quite a story, isn't it?
Yes, that's a great story.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great story.
It's a
I
good
walked
story.
in by accident, and I
Yeah.
just started talking to him, and I said, how long has this space been here? Oh, about 120 years. I
Wow, that's a long time.
I wonder, can you see their furniture online? I need to
said, no,
check that.
he said they don't have it set
Well,
up
I know
there.
that, but
You're
No,
just going to have to go there.
No, you just got to go.
Okay.
They're not up. They're not up to snuff on that. Well, let's
Okay.
go to our next guest here. Who we got? Dennis Moore. Dennis Moore
I'm
from
here.
the Buggy Barn. Are you there, brother?
I'm here. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you coming on. Now, Dennis and I have been friends for a long time, and I'm just enamored with what he's got over there. My main big interest is all the different hearses that you have over there. How many hearses do you have? Old time hearses.
We have four, one 1860s from Czechoslovakia, one 1890 from New York, and then a couple other 1870s. The first two I mentioned are really super fancy. Others are your run-of-the-mill hearse.
Now, how did you get into this? You were in a construction business, right, or something?
Yes, I do road construction, septic system, which I still do. And when
You
I
do
was
that
about
to
six
support
or-
your habit, right?
Right. When I was 6 or 7, my dad brought me and my brother a little Shetland pony. Then he bought us a little cart to go with us. So we drove all over Blanco and the hill country and that thing growing up. And so I always had a fascination for horses and buggies. And I guess I had a couple. And then when my kids were going to a junior, senior prom here in Blanco at the old courthouse, I thought, well, if I had a Risa V, I could go down there and take the kids riding and photo ops and stuff. And that's developed into close to 300 carriages now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
well,
great.
you've got into that now. You also are involved in the movies, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. We they're at our museum there in Blanco, the Buggy Barn Museum, and then the back lot or behind the museum is Pine Moor Old West Studios. So we shoot a lot of movies there. We did a YouTube yesterday from a guy from England.
wow, that's
We
great.
do music videos. We did one from South Africa and all over the world. Really, just come here to shoot and do stuff. Most of movies are indie films, but we have worked, me and my daughter personally on, and my son some 1923, 1988, Bass Reeves, Killers of the Flower Moon, the remake of True Grit, and several others in between.
So you've
that's
actually
great.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's great. True Grit. Wow.
You've actually adjusted your facility there specifically to accommodate movies, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the building we're in, I built it for a rental store back when I was doing a rental store in my construction. I got out of the rental business, and I thought, well, I don't need this big old building just to run a construction office. So I leased it out for a couple of years. They moved out. Nobody's wanting to move in, so well, I'll just put some buggies in there and let people look at them. And it started off, I had probably 20 or 25 at that point, and it just mushroomed to close to 300 now.
Wow.
Wow, that's good.
And,
What famous person you ever work with?
Sam Elliott is one of my favorites, and Barry Colburn. Both of them super nice guys. I worked with Barry on Killers of the Flower Moon, and Sam on 1888. And
That's
I
pretty
worked
good.
with
That is. I love
good.
Sam Elliott.
Yeah, I like Sam Beatty.
He's I almost worked for nothing to get to work with him. He's just a super nice guy, and Barry, he's just down to earth also.
Wow, that's good.
Now, you've been working with the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo on that parade the last few years, haven't you?
Yeah, probably the last 10, 12 years. I don't know, maybe longer. We usually take 6 to 10 wagons down there for the cattle drive parade and horses and whatnot. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've seen it. You do a great job down there because I
Well,
work
thank
for the
you.
San
Appreciate
Antonio
that.
Stock Show and Rodeo, so it's great seeing you go down the street with all that.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be a part of it. It's a great outfit, and we've been blessed to do what we do.
John?
Thank you.
You got anything else?
No, that's pretty good. I think it's very interesting.
Well, Dennis, do you have a website for the Buggy Barn Museum?
Yes, sir. It's buggybarnmuseum.com. And then there's a link to Pine Moor Old West Studios. And we've probably done 30 or 40 movies there, whatnot. We are in process of updating our website and our YouTube stuff, but just, click on there and it'll take you what links we have. And
it's the Buggy Barn Museum in Blanco. If you're coming out of San Antonio, you go through Blanco and it's on the left-hand side. You can't miss it. And if you're coming from the other way, Johnson City, it's on the right-hand side. And it's called the Buggy Barn Museum in Blanco. And it is the type of place that you want to go by and take your time, take the kids around. It's a lot of really interesting things to see. And I think you've got concessions there, too. I don't remember if you did or
yes,
not.
there's a little taco stand out front.
Yeah.
We also have Burley, who's our mascot buffalo. We raised him on a bottle.
Oh, that's
We also
nice.
have 4 Longhorns there. So a lot of people not familiar with, Texas and whatnot love to see the Longhorns and the buffalo. And it's stuff for all the kids. We specialize mainly in buggies, wagons, but we have probably 50, 60 saddles. We've got a bunch of guns and rifles.
So it's something for
vaccines,
everybody.
Yes, sir. We've got Indian artifacts from different movies that I've worked in, and this other stuff that we've collected. So it's not just buggies. You got a wide variety of stuff to do, and you could spend 3 or 4 hours there without any trouble.
Well,
Did you say
Dennis,
it's open daily?
Yes, ma'am. We're open 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays 9 to 4.
Oh, great.
all right.
And if we do group tours and private tours. If you want to come after hours, contact me, and I'll be happy to show you around.
Wow.
It's called the Buggy Barn Museum in Blanco, Texas. And his name is Dennis Moore. Now, he travels a lot, but every once in a while he's there. If you get a chance to meet him, ask for him and tell him you heard about it on the radio, okay? Thank you very much, Dennis. We'll see you soon, okay?
Thank
Thank
you, Dennis.
you, Roy.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis.
All right, you're listening to the John Nava and Sharon Arnold show with Ron Houston. Almost got it wrong. Ron Houston on the KLUP radio here, and it's called Talk About Texas, and we appreciate you being in with us. Now we're going to go to another, person is a celebrity where he's at. His name is Jim Cullum, and he was one of the people that helped put together the Strawberry Festival. Is that correct?
That's correct, Roy.
That goes a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. We kind of reorganized in 1979 and moved it out to our own strawberry grounds where we have it now, which is just at the edge of Poteet, Texas.
And they probably thought you were crazy for moving it all the way out there and nobody was around, right?
Oh, they did, but it worked out really, really good for all the clubs involved and all.
Now, you have a unique setup. Talk about how the arrangement is with all the clubs and how they all make money. That's a really neat thing.
Well, yeah, we have 7 organizations involved, and they're all nonprofit organizations from around the Poteet area. And we all got together and actually opened up a bank account to start the first festival outside the grounds. We have a Grange in Poteet, Texas. We have the Poteet Lions Club, and the Lions Club is already doing a rodeo there in Poteet at the edge of the Strawberry Grounds. And then we have the Rotary Club. They do the auctions and sell soda waters, and VFW sells the beer on the Strawberry Grounds. Fire department does sausages, and different groups do do different things. But we try to keep it all nonprofit so it helps the community.
So that's a good idea because that way you have their support. Because in
That's
any
right.
community where you have a big organization like yours, there's always somebody that's going to feel slighted and they don't like what's going on. But with this way, all the people in the community and their nonprofits are making money. They're happy.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You're all smart.
Yes.
Talk about the strawberry wine that you do. When
Okay.
did you start that?
Actually, we were looking for products to make when the Strawberry Festival was over with in April, which is normally the second weekend in April. Everybody thought, well, the poteet strawberries were done, but they actually went another month into May, and the growers were looking for different outlets of what we're going to do with all these leftover strawberries at the end of the season when everybody thinks the fresh market's done. So we came up with different products, and actually the first product we came up with to do with our poteet strawberry was to make wine out of them. So we actually started with a couple of different wineries in the state of Texas and took them the strawberries. We'd buy the strawberries from the grower, take them the strawberries, and they process them into bottles of wine. And then later on, after a few years, I decided to open up my own winery and manufacture the strawberry wine for the festival. And right now we're doing about over 3,000 bottles at the Strawberry Festival with the local strawberries and making wine out of them.
Wow, that's great.
Oh, that's good. That's the only kind of wine you make, strawberry?
No, it's not. We have a local grape called the Mustang grape. I'm sure local people have heard about it, and it grows here in South Texas wild. And we also make a grape wine out of the Mustang grape wine, and then we do a blended wine, which is my favorite. We blend half strawberry and half grape, and we call it Strawberry Mustang grape wine.
And you can buy this at the Strawberry Festival, right?
Yes, you certainly can. Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
listen.
the Strawberry Festival has their own label that they put on it.
What's the phone number of the festival? And you have a website out there?
Yep. The phone number of the festival is 888-742-8144. You can call that number and get information on the festival.
Give it one more time, please.
It's 888-742-8144.
And the website.
And the website is www.strawberryfestival.com.
Okay. Well, that's certainly.
You can also
Go ahead.
You can also pull it up as just Poteet Strawberry Festival.
Poteet Strawberry
On the website
Festival.
will pop
And
up.
they're going to have lots and lots of strawberries for sale out there, aren't they?
Oh yeah, we always have. If you buy your strawberries on the grounds, inside the grounds, you can be guaranteed it's going to be a Poteet grown strawberry,
Which is sweeter. That's why
which
you
is
buy
higher
them.
in sugar. They normally run 11 to 15% sugar, whereas the ones you buy in the grocery store only run 5 to 7% sugar.
That's why strawberry and Poteet are better.
I've been there before.
All right. Well, listen, I got to run. Thank you, Jim, for taking time to do this. And anything else we can do for you out there in your community, let us know, okay?
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
Roy.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jim Cullum, a great American. He put a lot of work and time. He also works on windmills, by the way. Let's talk about our sponsors today. Let's start off with yours,
Okay, yeah, we're in
your company.
Yeah, it's East End Glass Company. We do all kinds of glass replacements. We do shower door, mirrors, your residential, automobiles, anything y'all need with glass. We're available. We've got emergency service, board up service. So if you ever need anything done, please give us a holler. We deal a lot with Jim's Frontier, Jim's Coffee Shop. There's Frontier Enterprise, McDonald's. We just picked up 3 good McDonald's from Austin, Kerrville,
And they don't work with just anybody. You got to have a track record.
Well, we work with anybody,
No, I meant, though, these kind of people can work with. They got
company.
plenty of money. They can work with anybody, so they choose you because you do what you say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we got we're there. We got at least about 30 employees. If you want to, Shayla is our new manager in the front office, so give her a call, 210-333-2210.
One more time.
210-333-2210. Shayla and her group will take care of you.
All right, let's talk about a mutual friend of ours, Julio Gomez. He has Gomez & Gomez Facility Solutions. They're another one of our sponsors. They have commercial services that a lot of people may not know about. They work on freezers, fryers, grills, plumbing, power washing, special lighting, concrete, asphalt, paving, and striping, electrical. You name it. If it's commercial, they work on it. And they've got some pretty good sponsors, too. Burger King, Churches, Polo Loco, KFC, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell. and their phone number is 210-601-0761, and it's called Gomez Facility Solutions. They have a great website. Go to it. And you know Julio, too.
Oh, I know Julio very well. Actually, we work together. He does construction work on new buildings and stuff like that, so we do all the storefront.
So you've known him for a long time.
I've known him for many years.
And the key to this is the people we know these people. They've been doing business for a long time, and service is really big on their agenda, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he does a lot for churches. Lately, for some reason, they've been breaking into a lot of churches.
All right, it's about time for us to get out of here. We sure appreciate you joining us here on this Sunday afternoon. I'm Ron Houston. It's called Talk About Texas, and my thanks to John Nava and Sharon Arnold for being here with me today. You folks have a good week.
Have